So today we're going to be doing numerology, and one of the reasons I wanted to start teaching about numerology was based on wanting you to understand who you are, understand yourself, understand your personality traits, understand the people around you. So today we're going to be talking about destiny, we're going to be talking about the sun's sign, and we're going to be talking about the psychic number. And the psychic number is basically the actual day that you was born, and how it actually affects you. So I want you to understand that when you meet someone, that person is entering your sphere sensation, and you're entering that person's sphere sensation, and you're now actually coming into that person's world, and it's basically you're entering into their micro, not the macro of the world, but the micro, your individual world. You have now entered into that person's space. They have entered into your space, and now you will be affected by that person, whether it's positive or negative, whatever experience it may be. Now you have a better understanding of what lessons you're about to learn with this person. Like sometimes some people may be on the path of your soul journey, but then sometimes people may come into your life and they may also be a person that actually teaches you a lesson, or you teach them a lesson. Either it's a learning experience for something positive, or it's a learning experience for something negative, and that's how it is. So the psychic number of someone who is a 1 is the people that's born on 1, 10, 19, and 28. And the easiest way to understand that, how do you know if your psychic number is a 1? Well, 1 represents 1. 1 plus 0, right, is 1. 1 plus 9 is still going to be, is now going to be 10 plus 0. So we're always going to try to understand everything is between 1 to 9. So if it's 1 plus 9, that's 10. It's going to bring you back to 1. If it's, and you're going to be doing 1 plus 9, not 19. So you're doing 2 plus 8 equals back 10, and 10 brings you back to 1. So a person who's born on 1, 10, 19, and 28, psychic number is 1. So the ruling planet, right, when we talk about archetype energies, the archetype energy that is going to resonate with you is going to be the sun. And we'll go into another video about the archetype energies that resonate with each human being, with the zodiac sign. Hi guys, today we're going to be talking about numerology, and I wanted to start off on the number 1. So if you are a 1, a 10, a 19, or 28, your psychic number is a 1. And when I mention a psychic number, that is the day that you were born. So if you're born on a 1, a 10, a 19, or 28, this is what your psychic numbers are. And the psychic number is, you know, connected to the planet of Leo. So it's Leo energy, right? So when we think about the sun on the zodiac sign, right? Your sun sign, we think automatically Leo is the day that you was born, but we don't think about the Leo energy when it comes down to the date that you were born. And these are people who tend to be more popular. These people are free-spirited. People are drawn to these people's energy. They desire a lot of attention, a lot of respect. They make friends very easily. They have a hard time cutting friends out of their lives because they tend to always have people draw to them. They want a lot of freedom. They don't want any boundaries. They don't want any restraints. They're just like how the sun, when we think about the sun is the father of the solar system, right? If any planet that has conjunction with the sun, it loses its power and it starts retrograding. So when we think about a group of people and we think about that Leo personality, when it comes in, everyone is drawn to that person and everyone wants to be friends with that person. And that's how some people are just automatically are just, they're there, and people are just attracted to this energy. They just want to be this person's friend, and this person turned into the popular one out of the crew. And you know, most times when you have a Leo friend, the Leo is the one who everyone kind of like tends to want to gravitates to, because of the energy of the sun and the zodiac sign. But when we're talking about psychic, we're also talking about the sun. We're talking about the Leo energy. We're talking about that Leo energy on the psychic number, which is a 1, a 10, a 19, and a 28. Right? So today we're going to be discussing not only that we're talking about the psychic number, we're also going to be talking about the destiny, and we're also going to be talking about the weak periods and the strong periods, right, on the one energy. And we'll be talking about the qualities that makes up the personality, and we're going to be talking about the negativity of the person's personality. So let's talk about the number 2, the psychic number 2. These are people born on 2, 11, 20, and 29. The ruling planet of the archetype energy is the moon. Okay? The moon is the most important planet that's for our Earth and our life. So, although we depend on the sun, which is the solar system, we also depend on the moon as well. Now, keep in mind, the moon is always watching, right? We'll talk about another video about that. And the moon is very important, but that is in a whole different video. So the moon has it literally has many different faces, and it connects you to each face. As you know, in my previous videos, we talk about the moon, and we talk about how we can do a lot of things to bring things into our world, right? Like as far as attracting money, attracting certain things, your health, all different stuff underneath the moon phases. So the moon is very, very important. So the moon is connected to the psychic numbers of 2, 11, 20, and 29. So you're aware that the sun, which we just talked about, number 1, the sun acts on the intellect of Mars, and which is connected to our behavior, and the moon connects to our subconsciousness. All right, so our psyche and our subconsciousness, and this is what the moon is connected to. So people who are born on the 29th, underneath psychic number 2, is the most fortunate out of the rest of the psychic numbers. So the waning moon affects the psychic number 2. The woman in this group feels more emotional. They have a lot of ups and downs than the men. Sometimes they feel hopeful, sometimes they feel depressed. They're especially sensitive, they're moody, they're sentimental. The moon is a place of natal charts. They use energy in creating positive ways. All right, so when we think about why is the female is the one with the most mood swings, because women are more emotional. They have more emotions, right? The reason why is multiple feelings of the connection with the moon is because the female, she's connecting to each of the phases of the moon, right? So it's underneath it's connecting to the constant waning and the waxing of the moon influences psychic too, is why she's having all this different connections of her emotions. I'm going to read a little something here what they said. All right, so it says, men born on the 29th are mentally strong, hardworking, and fortunate. Those born in the 11th have a very strong psyche, but as a rule they are delicate and they do not have very strong wills. They have a personal problem because their strong and demanding nature isolate them from their circle of friends. So these are the people who are born underneath psychic number 2. They're connecting to the moon energy, which is, as we see, the moon has many different faces. It's waning, it's waxing, it's new moon, it's full moon.